In exactly 63 seconds, a DNA report shattered the calm of Congress. Denzel Washington sat motionless, staring across the hearing room, straight at Donald Trump, live on national television. In his hand, a file with a 99.97% match to a missing 13-year-old girl linked to Epstein's network. The room froze. America held its breath. What truth had Denzel uncovered that silenced the most powerful man in the country? Under oath. The call came at 7:13 a.m. Denzel wasn't meant to be in D.C. that day. His schedule was clear, his phone off, his thoughts with his son in California awaiting surgery. But the voice on the line was calm, urgent, precise. Mr. Washington, Oversight Panel, noon, room 214, sensitive, bipartisan. The tone was tight, rehearsed, different. He didn't ask questions. He dressed in silence, charcoal suit, no tie, hands steady. By 8:45, a black SUV arrived. The driver was silent. Capitol Hill passed in a blur, secrets in motion. Stepping out at the service lot, Denzel froze. A USB drive was taped to his windshield. No label, no envelope, just a scrap of paper with 4 bold words. Play this alone. His assistant raised an eyebrow as he entered the briefing room. Denzel said nothing, pocketing the drive. For an hour, he sat through procedural updates, nodding when needed, his fingers tracing the cold metal in his coat. At 11:06 a.m., he slipped into a side room, locked the door, closed the blinds, and plugged the USB into a secure terminal. No encryption. One folder, confidential, May 0. He clicked Report 7913.pdf. His pulse quickened. The screen blinked, then loaded. 2 pages, technical and sterile, until the final line. Child 7912.3, 99.97% paternal match to DJT. Denzel's jaw clenched. DJT, Donald J. Trump. He read it again. Sample date, March 12, 2000. Origin, Reykjavik Genomics Institute, Iceland. Subject, female, age 13, status missing. A faint watermark, EP. Stein Global Trust. This wasn't rumor or speculation. It was clinical. A chain of custody. A secret never meant to surface. The screen went black, auto-closed. Denzel sat, breath shallow, jaw set. "No way," he whispered. "What kind of truth hides this deep?" That night, sleep evaded him. The report looped in his mind. Child 7912.3, DJT, Epstein. It was a scar, stitched shut with silence and money, yet even buried wounds bleed. By morning, he was on a secure line to a global transparency watchdog. His request was sharp. Track the lab. 3 hours later, confirmation came. Reykjavik Genomics Institute handled private contracts. One client, a shell company tied to the Trump Organization, and Epstein's estate. Denzel's fists tightened. This was logistics, transactions, truth. He demanded procurement logs from 1999-2002. 3 flagged shipments, biomedical preservation from Reykjavik, Iceland, to private vaults in the Virgin Islands, marked TE 45 p.m. He'd seen that code in a 2018 leaked report. Back then, it was a mystery. Now it was clear. T for Trump, E for Epstein, PM for private minor, or worse, pregnant minor. His contact arranged a meeting. Embassy Row, abandoned townhouse, 11:30 p.m., they said. No cameras, no phones. Rain pounded D.C. that night, like the city wanted to wash away what was coming. Denzel arrived alone, no umbrella, black coat clinging to his shoulders. The townhouse door creaked. A Scandinavian man, early 40s, stood in dim light, hands trembling. "You saw the report," he said. "I did," Denzel replied, cold, calm. "I want the truth." The man worked at Reykjavik from 1997 to 2003. Hundreds of DNA tests, but one came wrapped in silence, sealed by 2 U.S. law firms with a warning. Never speak of this child. Female, 13, her DNA flagged high-risk markers, reproductive trauma. The father's name froze the lab. "They didn't want to lose her," he said. "They want to erase her." Denzel asked about Epstein's lawyers. The man shook his head, handing over a printout. Client code DJT. Deutsche Trust, NYC, 3.4M, memo. Genetic disposal services. Denzel's jaw locked. This was intentional silence, purchased and buried. Back in his car, engine off, the printout sat heavy beside him. Why hide a child, he whispered, unless she wasn't supposed to live? He didn't go home. Under an overpass, rain fell like time tapping its fingers. What he held wasn't evidence. It was radiation. Going public would spark a firestorm. They'd call him a liar, an actor, attack his family, his integrity. But a text from his mother stopped him. Be that voice. Her words cut deep. Speak, because that girl never got the chance. By dawn, Denzel had printed every verifiable file, transcribed audio logs and written notes in longhand, each word a scalpel. At 11:42 a.m., he walked the Rayburn Building's east corridor, folder in his left hand, right fist clenched with purpose. Reporters murmured as the chamber doors opened. Trump sat at the far end, reclined, laughing like the world still bent to him. Denzel took his seat, no script, no fear, just a folder and a fire. The hearing began. The tally light blinked red. Live. Denzel inserted the flash drive and spoke. Madam Chair, I'd like to begin with a visual exhibit. Permission granted. The screens flickered, displaying the Reichwick report. This, he said, is a verified DNA match between a U.S. citizen and a missing 13-year-old girl from 2000. He read the line. Paternal probability 99.97%. The room gasped. Trump's smile vanished. Denzel continued, calm, surgical. This was encrypted, sealed, paid for through a Cayman Islands shell company. Why? He held up a yellowed journal entry written by a 13-year-old in protective custody after leaving Epstein's estate. He called me Angel, but he wasn't kind. Your body's not yours anymore. The handwriting, slanted and scared, filled the screens. Then, a sonogram, dated March 14, 2000, showing a 12-week fetus. This pregnancy, Denzel said, was never reported. The girl vanished 2 weeks later. Trump slammed the table, shouting, Lies! Fake! Denzel didn't flinch. Verified by 3 labs, Mr. Trump, including one your team used. He presented financial records. $9 million moved through offshore shells to suppress the report. Then, a social worker's statement about a girl named Marin, placed near Epstein's estate, who flinched at touch and feared mirrors. Her photo, time-stamped 2001, matched a missing persons poster. Marin Delaney. Case closed. Voluntary runaway. She didn't run, Denzel said. She was erased. A final tape played, Trump's voice. You're sure she's gone? Epstein. 4M now, you get the island. Denzel stopped it. This isn't a scandal, he said. It's a blueprint. The chamber erupted. Trump's mic was cut. A 14-3 vote opened a criminal investigation. Denzel closed the folder like a coffin lid. This wasn't vengeance, he told reporters. It was accountability. Weeks later, at Marin's grave, he placed a flower. She is not forgotten, he whispered. To the cameras, he asked, If your daughter disappeared, wouldn't you want someone to ask why?